My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is December 23rd, 2024. It is 3:57 a.m. I recorded already tonight. I think I started like around 11 p.m. So it was on the verge of turning the following day. So what I recorded earlier last night around 11 p.m. Okay, so if I knew about these, the one that I just added, it would have been on the other whatever I recorded. So I have 12 more to share with you. So let's get started. The background hasn't changed much. 4,466 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. I don't think there are any. Estimate revenue, $92.88. Analytics, okay, 875 views in the last 48 hours. So let's go on Twitter. This I added. It's part of the talk that's going on. I'm hearing Johnny Depp and Blake Lively. It's trending right now. Meghan is trending. What is it? Johnny Depp, Blake Lively, and all of that. Let's see what are they saying here. I don't want to add more to it. Okay, so there's a you know what? Let me stick on with my list. Okay, so I don't drift around. Okay, the review bombing of Harry and Meghan's project is exactly what Prince William and Kensington Palace pays their PR firm for. Thousands of 1-star and hours is not natural. Reading the Blake Lively New York Times article gives you a glimpse of how these people operate. Okay, go on my previous recording. I read a long thread that explained what was going on. So before I continue with the tweets that I've recorded, I wanted to explain a little bit more what's going on, because when I first came across this topic regarding Blake Lively, I wasn't aware what was going on. It just the squad who were talking about it. But as I get more into it, I realize her situation is somewhat, not the same, but somewhat similar to what Meghan went through in terms with the smear campaign and media. So in order for me to explain it more to you, I was gonna explain it, then I came across this video, so I thought it would be best for me to share it with you. So pay attention to the audio. Okay, I will leave the link in the description. I was gonna read the article, but since this video explains it more, so to make, to cut the time shorter, I'm just gonna share the video with you, but it will be screenshot. But pay attention. But focus, in comparison to Meghan, focus on the social media aspect, the smear campaign, but not the same situation, the same experience in terms of the work-wise, because she was hired to do a part in a movie, and that's where the harassment went on. And then it transferred, this is the part here, it transferred into the smear campaign and social media and all of that. Okay, so let's pay attention. Listen.
Tonight, scandal rocking Hollywood as the fallout begins from Blake Lively's explosive allegations against co-star Justin Baldoni. Talent agency giant WME telling the New York Times it dropped Baldoni from its roster just one day after Lively filed a legal complaint accusing
WME, I believe, I don't know if they still represent the Harry or Meghan, or because I know WME was somewhat representing Meghan at one point. So I don't know if they still do, but let's continue.
Accusing him of sexual harassment and retaliation.
I want to see you again.
Now you see me.
You know what I mean.
Baldoni starred in and directed the box office hit It Ends With Us, a film about domestic violence based on the best-selling book by romance novelist Colleen Hoover. Hoover herself coming out in support of Lively on social media this weekend, urging her to never change, never wilt. The allegations first made public in a New York Times investigation by Meghan Toohey, whose reporting on sex abuse in Hollywood helped trigger the Me Too movement.
Meanwhile, what crossed my mind as I just heard him said that is that Corey Feldman, may God protect him, because he's been saying this for a very long time. Okay, but let's continue.
Why do you think it's important in this moment?
It's really a story that raises questions about the integrity and authenticity of the online narratives that exist today and to what extent they're being manipulated by people for hire.
The 80-page legal complaint, a precursor to a possible lawsuit, alleges in graphic detail harassment by Baldoni on the production set, including kissing and touching Lively in unwanted ways during filming, and repeatedly commenting on her appearance, weight, and sexual history. An attorney for Baldoni calling the allegations categorically false. Lively and Baldoni never promoted the film together after its release, sparking rumors of a feud, with Lively frequently coming under fire online.
I'm wondering if Blake is actually the problem.
Something she now alleges was the result of a smear campaign masterminded by Baldoni's crisis PR team.
Okay, so this is where the similarity between her and Meghan comes into play. Okay, the smearing campaign. This is why I'm covering it. The smearing campaign, not her experience working in the film, not that part. It's the smearing campaign that is somewhat similar to what Meghan went through. Okay, keep that differentiation. Okay, pretend that Blake Lively had two issues. One while she was working, and then once she finished the film, and then the smearing campaign. Okay, it's the smearing campaign part we want to focus on. Okay, the tactic that went into smearing her name.
Really reveals a new playbook. This raises questions about who else is sort of being targeted. I mean, to use their own language, they use the terms social manipulation.
The legal battle only beginning, the PR battle raging on. David Noriega, NBC News, Los Angeles.
So I actually thought this would have explained a little bit much more. Let me see if the article says a little bit more. All right, I don't want any videos because YouTube, YouTube is very, very critical with videos. Yesterday, one of the videos that I put out, I put cat videos at the end, for a little laughter. YouTube, flag one of the videos. So I was like, you know what, I'll just remove it. So if you see something cut short in the middle of something while you were watching it, it's because I cut it. I didn't see it. It didn't mean anything to me. It was just for a quick little laugh, but YouTube flagged it, so I cut it. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, maybe I'll pick up here. The link of this article will be in the description. Okay, civil complaint. Maybe this is where we come into play. Okay. Months after the film release, onlookers gained new insight into the situation on set that appeared to cause so much tension during the media tour. The New York Times first reported Saturday that Lively filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department against Baldoni, Wayfarer Studio, Wayfarer CEO Jamie Heath, and public relations experts hired by both men. NBC News has also obtained and reviewed the filing. Lively alleged that she was the subject of repeated sexual harassment from Baldoni while she was working on the film. Okay, usually when they hire you, your contract pretty much stipulates everything that needs to be done. Okay, including for the promotion, I think. Okay, whoever's into film, feel free to inform me because I never, ever, not 1 second step on a filming studio or have any contract with anybody. But I would assume from reading other things, everything that she needed to do for the film, it was stipulated on the contract. Okay, and I think I mentioned it as well in yesterday's video, even though it was brand new to me because some people were saying a couple things about the way she was promoting. She was supposed to do this. I was like, maybe it wasn't part of, I just said vaguely like that. Maybe it wasn't part of the contract for her to do so. So I'm starting to believe maybe that was the case. Truly, that was the case. Because I said it vaguely. And this is why I love when I'm doing those videos, you get my initial reaction. That way, you get to hear what I feel in the moment. But anyway, let's continue. She accused him of making inappropriate comments about her appearance, demanding she be nude in scenes in which the script did not call for nudity, and unexpectedly biting her during kissing scenes. What the hell? He was taking it for seriously. This is the part where you could see Blake Lively is very professional in this aspect. Because if this was not part of the part of the contract, she didn't want to take it further. And this is how sometimes you see marriages in Hollywood fail. When they do movies like that, many of these people take it too personal. When it becomes too personal, it becomes, they take it off the screen and they go and hiding, doing things behind their respective partner's back and all of that. Okay? And then once the respective partners find out, and then marriages break. So Blake Lively was taking it professionally. She does the thing on screen while they were filming, and that was it. And after that, she was done. But it seems like the guy was taking it too personal, in my humble opinion. All right? She also alleged that both he and Heath walked into her trailer unannounced while she was undressed. Yeah, they were taking it too personal. Wow. Wow. I respect her for that. Quote, Mr. Baldoni was caressing Miss Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles. The filing said, detailing one incident and alleged, when Miss Lively later objected to this behavior, Mr. Baldoni's response was, I'm not even attracted to you, he said. I mean, there's a lot of people who do a lot of things with different people without having any feelings for each other. But they want to get that moment going on. But she's putting the boundary. This is the part. People need to put boundaries. And Miss Lively was putting the boundary. Even if you don't feel attracted to her, but still stick to the script. And that was it. All right, Baldoni and Heath are also accused of discussing their sexual experiences and pornography addiction. What the hell? Baldoni routinely degraded Lively, according to the filing. She alleged that 4 months after she gave birth, Baldoni privately contacted her fitness trainer to imply that he wanted her to lose weight. What? What? That's like beyond personal now. Oh my God. Mr. Baldoni told the trainer that he had asked because he was concerned about having to pick Miss Lively up in a scene for the movie. But he talked to her personally? But there was no such scene, the filing said. There's that. The filing include allegation of other incidents that made Lively uncomfortable, such as Baldoni claiming that he could speak to Lively's dead father and his allowing non-central crew members to walk through the set during scenes that require nudity. What? The filing also include a letter from Lively's attorney dated November 9, 2023 with a list of protections Lively required to return to the set. I'm glad she took proper steps. Demands include the presence of an intimacy coordinator with Lively at all times on the set. Very good. No discussions of personal experiences with sex or nudity. The hiring of an experienced producer to supervise the set, and no spontaneous improvisation and scenes of physical intimacy. There was also an all-hands meeting on January 4th to discuss the issues that had nearly derailed production of the film, the filing said. I'm glad she did that. For young people who wants to be an actor, these are things they should look into. All right, so this is where I think the similarities between her and Meghan come into play here. the alleged smear campaign. And the lead up to the film's release, Lively alleged Baldoni and his associates at Wayfarer hired a crisis communication firm because they feared that the behind-the-scenes issue will become public. This reminds me when the Oprah interview was gonna come out, and then you see how the royal rats jumped the gun, okay, starting to smear Meghan's name, the bullying allegation. It's similar things, almost similar. They know something is gonna come out, and then they do proactive things, and that could lead them into more problem, pretending, you know, Meghan was the issue and all of that. So it's almost the same thing. All right, so let's continue. He hired Melissa Nathan's firm, the agency Group PR, to formulate a social manipulation campaign designed to destroy Lively's reputation on July 31st, the filing said. My goodness, this is the part here when it comes to Meghan. Okay, because when I read those tweets, it picks little bits and pieces because, like I said, I don't follow too many people, and I did not come across, maybe I did come across the article from New York Times, but it was, there was a pay firewall in it, and it's on my last video. The link is on my last video. I didn't read it because of the firewall. Okay, so if I had read that article, I will have a better understanding of it. Because when I read tweets, I'm picking up little bits and pieces from different places. And then I will insert my opinion here and there. So I felt like, you know, because the squad are talking about it, it would be best to give you a better understanding. I think by now, many of you probably already know what's going on. But for my own sake, for talking about it, sharing the tweets, to have a better understanding, I thought, you know, I should read the New York Times one, but let's continue with this anyway. It alleged that Nathan delivered a proposal that included creation of social fan engagement to go back and forth with any negative account. According to the filing, the method of engagement is called Astroturfing. What is that? Astroturfing. And it is designed to look like opinion commentary from the general public when it is actually coming from a particular group. This is the part here. That's the thing that was going, actually, it's still going on with Harry and Meghan whenever they do that thing. Because this is the infestation that the UK, the royal family, have created along with their royal rats. And thank God, Omid did not participate in that. He went to school for journalism, and he stuck with the journalistic aspect of things. And because of that, you see how they, you know, push, you know, they went after him anytime. I think in one of the videos that I did yesterday, he put out a tweet, and then you hear them coming after him on the comment section. And eventually I had to stop reading the comments because they came after him for putting an opinion about something. But let's continue. So this is the same thing here that... was it? Let me copy it somewhere so I have it. Astroturfing. I never heard of this, but I guess that's the term for it. Astroturfing. Okay, so let's see here. Let's continue. The filing included purporting text messages between Baldoni's publicist, Jennifer Abel, and Nathan discussing the plan. Abel is alleged to have told Nathan that, quote, he wants to feel like she can be buried. My goodness. Nathan is alleged to have replied that, you know, we can bury anyone, but I can't write that to him. Okay, I remember reading that in one of the tweets. The filing alleged that the publicist worked to bury potential stories and news outlets about human resources, complained large against Baldoni, and to post stories portraying Lively in a negative light. That's the part here. Okay, this is the way the UK deal with Meghan. Any filing also said Baldoni began to deviate, and they did that to Princess Diana as well. The campaign. Okay, let me put the part where Princess Diana was talking about the campaign against her. And this is the thing that went on.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against her?
Yes, I did, absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife of the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end.
And now this is what these people are spreading worldwide.
They don't report the news, they create it. And they've successfully turned fact-based news into opinion-based gossip with devastating consequences for the country. So I know the story all too well.
And I'm glad not only Harry and Meghan sticking up for themselves, and Kate Lively's putting that into light as well. Because when it is Meghan who tell her truth, everybody seems to discredit her experience completely. Harry talks about it, they discredit him completely. Now I hope people understand what Meghan was going through and still going through. The filing said Baldoni publicly agreed to the plan but then chose to pivot in an effort to quickly shift his own public narrative to focus solely on survivors and domestic violence organizations. I remember saying something in that my last video many times when, and I hate to say that because there are real how do you call this? There's real people involved sometimes when it comes to domestic violence, but these people are using these type of things, and when real people experience this and nobody pay attention to them. Okay. Also, not too long ago, I came across a couple tweets. I didn't share them, but I came across tweets that were talking about Camilla Parker, who somewhat have some sort of a feeling for people who's going through domestic violence, as if maybe some people in the UK buys it, whatever she's selling them. But from my understanding, I remember what she did to Princess Diana. And Princess Diana had confronted her for messing with her marriage. And then what did she tell Diana? That she has two beautiful boys, what else do you want, or something like that. I'll put the clip.
I walk into the house and stick my hand out to Camilla for the first time and think she got over that. We were all upstairs and I was chatting away and I suddenly noticed that there was no Camilla and no Charles upstairs. So this disturbs me. So I make my way to go downstairs again. I know what I'm going to confront myself. Try and stop me from going downstairs. Then I don't go down there. I'm just going to find my husband. I go downstairs, and there's a very happy little threesome going on downstairs. Camilla, Charles, and some other man whom I didn't know, chatting away. So I thought, right, this is your moment. So I went and sat down, joined in the conversation as though we were best friends. And I said, Camilla, I'd love to have a word with you if possible. And she looked really uncomfortable, put her head down. She said, oh yes, right. And I said to the two men, okay boys, I'll just have a quick word with Camilla and I'll be up in a minute. And they shot upstairs like chickens with their heads. And I could feel upstairs all hell breaking loose. What was she going to do? So I said, Camilla, you'd like to sit down. So we sat down and I was terrified of her. And I said, Camilla, I'd just like you to know that I know exactly what's going on. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, I know what's going on between you and Charles. And I just want you to know that. And she said to me, very interesting, she said to me, you've got everything you've ever wanted. All the men in the world fall in love with you. You've got two beautiful children, what more would you want? And I didn't believe what she said anyway. So I said, I want my husband. And she said, well, and she looked down the whole time. I said to Camilla, I'm sorry I'm in the way. I obviously am in the way. And it must be hell for both of you. But I didn't know what's going on, don't you? No, I didn't. In the car on the way back, my husband was over me like a bad rash. I cried like I've never cried before. It was anger. It was 7 years of pent-up anger coming out. Cried. I didn't sleep that night. And the next morning I woke up.
Okay, so these people, they love to manipulate real situation to make it, to use it for their own benefit when they themselves are not going through those things. Meanwhile, people who are experiencing those real issues, when they come forward to talk about their real issues to get help, people don't pay attention to them. And you have these people are abusing the system for their own benefit. That's the problem we are having with many of these people. solely on survivor and domestic violence organization. What does Baldoni say? The talent agency William Morris Endeavor dropped Baldoni as a client after Lively's filing. Harry Emanuel, yeah, this is the same group. Harry Emanuel, chief executive of the agency parent company Endeavor, told the Times WME did not immediately reply to a request for comment. Brian Friedman, the attorney representing Baldoni Wayfarer Studio and Fall, its representative, described Lively's allegation as categorically false. I mean, what do you expect them to say? All right, if they agree, then the lawsuit, then there's payment and all of that. So this is the typical thing that they're supposed to say. These claims are completely false, outrageous, and intentionally salacious, with an intent to publicly hurt and rehash a narrative in the media, he said in a statement. I mean, if this was the case, what benefit it is to Blake Lively? Nothing. She's just there to protect her well-being, and I'm glad she's standing up. He accused Lively of trying to salvage her own negative reputation. But what did she do? I haven't heard much about her. I have not heard much about her. This is the same thing with Meghan. I knew they existed, but never heard anything negative about her until I'm hearing this. The reason I'm covering it is because the squad were talking about it, and me sharing this part of the article with you is to have a better understanding of it. Okay, he accused Lively of trying to salvage her own negative reputation, which she garnered when people began to generate their own views and opinion. I mean, again, I didn't see anything. So who created those negative? What did she do prior to that thing and the movie that was going behind the scene, which never came to mind for anybody to talk negative about her? I think her husband is something Reynolds or something like that. As a matter of fact, when they first got married, the first thing that came to mind at that time, I think Ryan Reynolds. Okay, this is my opinion here. When they first got together, because I used to think of Blake Lively somewhat a little bit higher in terms of the movie type of things. And I was like, what is he doing with her? Similar to, what's that supermodel who married with that actor, Connolly or something like that? What's her name? She played the X-Men. She plays in the X-Men, and she married Connolly something. I forgot both of their names. Okay, it's the same thought process that went to mind when Blake Lively married Ryan Reynolds. I was like, that's me from the outside, okay? My immature mindset with those Hollywood people. Okay? Because I used to think of her much higher in terms of the Hollywood superstar, whatever. I don't know why. Okay? You guys could come after me. I do not know why I felt that way. But that was my perspective of it. But I never heard anything negative about her. For me, anybody, or at least for me, to think she's trying to do that because of her reputation. She never did anything in the public. If there was, I wasn't aware of it because I keep minding my own business. Until recently, I started talking about Harry and Meghan stuff because of the negativity that was, going on against Meghan. That's the only reason I talk about Meghan, to show what's going on. So why would anybody, or why would she, Blake Lively, feel like she had to do something because of her reputation? There was nothing. Only when she has a movie coming out, you hear about her. Besides that, nothing. So what reputation she had to protect? Any negative reputation? Nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, where is it here? Where was I? Freeman said Lively engaged her own team to plant negative and completely fabricated and false stories with media. I don't know. Anybody could do that, but I don't know if this is true. Before the film release, a move that he said prompted Wayfarer Studio to hire a crisis communication firm. But she's in the movie. Why would she do that? That's not logic. She's part of the movie. So he's going on a defense kind of thing. What he did here is because he was aware of the things that was going on in the back, behind the scene, and Blake Lively did the proper steps by bringing her lawyers to stipulate things that needs to be followed behind the scene. So he jumped the gun thinking that Blake Lively was gonna sue him. So this is why he did what I think he did, in my humble opinion, because he was aware of his wrongdoing behind the scene. Because why would Blake Lively do something to, I don't know, like I was saying in the original recording, she did not have any reputation to defend because her reputation was clean, in my humble opinion. Like I said, if there was something that she did in the past or whatever, I wasn't aware of it. And also, if her reputation was that bad, why would they hire her to be in the movie? So they would have been aware of that already. So to not deal with the negative reputation of her. So he was jumping the gun because of the steps, because she could have quit the job. Then they will sue her for not sticking with the whatever she signed her contract. If she had quit, they could have sued her for breach of contract. So she stick with the movie because she had already signed the contract to do whatever it is that was said in the contract. So when things were out of line, and I'm assuming she spoke with them personally, and then when things continue, she bring her lawyer to make sure that if they continue, there could possibly be a lawsuit. But why would she ruin her reputation? She didn't have a negative reputation to know of. And she's part of the movie. And I'm sure, I don't know, whatever the contract said, there will be incentive depending on how much money the movie made. And she will get part of it or something like that. So this does not make sense. The main thing here with this statement is that she didn't have a bad reputation to correct anyway. Why would she do that? Why would they even say that about her? Anyway, let's get back to the original recording because it doesn't make sense. Oh my God. In a statement to the Time on Saturday, Lively denied that she or any of her representatives planted stories or spoke negatively about Baldoni or Wayfair Studio. I didn't come across it. Twitter talked, so we would have known. Quote, I hope that my legal action helps pull back the curtain on this sinister retaliatory tactic to harm people who speak up about misconduct and helps protect others who may be targeted, she said. And I think she did the right thing. Stars rally behind Lively. Okay, so this is a different part here. I may not read all of it, but let's see here. Okay, so this paragraph was the one that comparison to Meghan, but this one, I don't know. Stars rally behind Lively. Lively has received a wave of support, including from Hoover. Hoover posted photos of her and Lively to her Instagram story with a link to the Times article. She appears to address Lively, writing that, quote, you have been nothing but honest, kind, supportive, and patient since the day we met. Thank you for being exactly the human that you are. Never changed, never wilt. Okay, so this is here. You could pause and read that. Okay, Alex Bledel, America Fiera, and Amber Temblin said in a joint statement that they stand in solidarity with Lively. The four women starred together in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, film series nearly 20 years ago, and have remained friends. We are struck by the reality that even if a woman is as strong, celebrated, and resourced as our friend Blake, she can face forceful retaliation for daring to ask for a safe working environment, the statement said. Liz Plank, an author and journalist who you know what that just reminded me, that paragraph here? When the MPs, the women MPs in the UK, wrote the public statement regarding the treatment Meghan was getting from the media in the UK. That's what this reminded me of. Okay, Liz Plank, an author and journalist who specializes in gender equity issues, announced that she had asked her representative to inform Wayfarer Studio that she will no longer co-host the Men Enough podcast with Baldoni and Heath. Plank did not directly refer to Lively or either co-host, but she said she plans to share more about the matter as she continues to process anything that has happened. Wow. Maybe she had some kind of a experience. This is the thing. Women needs to push back despite what these people who are in power feel like they have the right to do. They could do whatever they want to any women. Meanwhile, some women just sit back and accept it. People need to push back. Okay? In the meantime, I will continue to support everyone who calls out injustice and hold the people standing in their way accountable, she wrote. Amber Heard, of all people, okay, I follow the Johnny Depp. This one, there's an asterisk to it for me. Let me see what she said, but I follow the Johnny Depp thing. Okay, she's one of those, in my humble opinion, who use other people's pain to make it her own when she didn't have to. She instigate. Go back to some of my videos. And again, some people might say, oh, I'm not standing for women. If I didn't know any better, maybe I would, because I did follow the Johnny Depp thing. Johnny Depp was the one who was being abused. Okay, this is the aspect of things sometimes. Some people manipulate a situation to make it their own when it is the other way around. Because Johnny Depp had to hire a lot of people, spend millions, I'm pretty sure, to prove his innocence. And if you see some of the people, go back to some of my videos, some of the people that Amber Heard aligned herself with during the Johnny Depp debacle is the same group of people who are harassing Meghan. Okay? So there's an asterisk on this for me. Let me hear her anyway. Let me read what she said. Amber Heard criticized the destructive nature of social media. And that was part of it as well with TMZ and all of that. I have that clip where she went to court to file, domestic abuse against Johnny Depp, and then called TMZ what was supposed to happen, where they're supposed to take pictures of her and all of that.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tremaine.
Hello.
Would you please state your full name for the record?
Morgan Cliff Tremaine.
And what do you do for a living?
I produce esports events and design video games.
And in 2016, what did you do for a living?
I worked as the field assignment manager at TMZ.
Ooh, the TMZ
What
guy.
is TMZ?
TMZ is an entertainment news website and television show.
And what were your responsibilities as a field assignment manager for TMZ?
I was the go-between the news desk in the office and the reporters in the field, which you might know as paparazzi.
Approximately how many paparazzis were you in charge of?
At the time, it was about 20 in LA, a handful, maybe 3 in New York, and then 1 in DC.
And what were your responsibilities specifically as to the paparazzi?
It would be to dispatch paparazzi to various locations based on tips or just direction dictated by having a list of sort of hot spots where celebrities would be.
And how were those tips received?
They were received either through tips that we received through our tip line or directly through news producers in the office.
And were tips frequently received directly from sources?
Very often the case, yeah.
And who were the type of sources that TMZ received tips from?
They would receive tips from, oftentimes it would be publicists, managers, agents, or B-list celebrities.
Lawyers?
And lawyers, definitely.
How are tips verified?
Tips are verified by an extensive process. If they come in through our tip line, we have to verify who sent it, that the source is truthful, and so they have to add their contact information, which is a field in that on that website for like name, phone number, things like that.
And how long did that process typically take?
If we receive a tip through the tip line, it could take a while because that would need to be, if it was a tip, we would need to verify it. If it was media, such as photos or videos, that would need to be extensively verified to ensure that the person sending it is the copyright holder and that we would have the legal ability to air it and distribute it.
And while working for TMZ, were you involved in any assignments related to Ms. Heard?
I was.
What was the first time you recall working on an assignment related to Ms. Heard?
I believe it was May 27th, 2016.
And what was your role in that assignment?
For that, Ms. Heard was filing a restraining order at a courthouse in downtown Los Angeles. So I dispatched camera people to that location.
Under what circumstances would you normally send paparazzi to a courthouse?
Only if we had been informed prior. It's not by any means a celebrity hotspot. We would only ever send people there if we had been tipped off that something was occurring and there was somebody present there.
And what footage was TMZ trying to capture at the LA courthouse on May 27th, 2016?
We were trying to capture Amber leaving the courthouse and an alleged bruise on the right side of her face.
What was your team of paparazzi supposed to do while they were at the LA courthouse on May 27th, 2016?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay and foundation. What were they supposed to do? Right. She's asking for, I don't think there's a foundational hearsay.
I'll overrule the objection at this point. I'll see.
Go ahead, Mr. Tremaine.
Can you state the question again?
What was your team of paparazzi supposed to do while they were at the Los Angeles courthouse on May 27th, 2016?
Their objective was to capture her leaving the courthouse, and then she was going to sort of stop and turn towards the camera to display the bruise on the right side of her face, the alleged bruise.
Did your team of videographers get the shot of Amber Heard?
We did.
Whoa.
What is the difference between receiving a tip from a news producer and any other source?
If it's any other source, it would have to be verified by copyright. If it was anything that was received directly through a news producer, then they go through that process to verify the source.
Did you do anything to verify the tip on May 27th, 2016 related to Amber Heard?
I did not.
Why not?
Because it had come directly from a news producer.
Does that mean it had been verified?
It means that they had verified that tip and deemed that it was credible, and therefore a camera person needed to be dispatched.
After May 27th, 2016, were you involved in any other assignments related to Amber Heard?
Yes.
Can you tell me about those assignments?
The next one would have been August 6th, 2016, where she was giving a deposition.
So what did you do in relation to that tip?
I dispatched camera people to a parking lot adjacent to a law office in which she would be arriving to, so we could get the footage of her arriving for the deposition.
Do you typically send paparazzis to parking lots of law offices?
No, not at all.
Did you get the shot of Ms. Heard on August 6, 2016?
We did.
After August 6, 2016, were you involved in any other stories involving Ms. Heard?
Yes, I was.
And what story was that?
On the 12th, we received a video depicting Johnny Depp slamming some cabinets that was captured by Ms. Heard.
And what day was that?
I believe that was the August 12th.
Of 2016?
Of 2016, yes.
Can you describe to the jury how you received the video on August 12, 2016?
Yes, the video was sent in through our email tip line, which is an email distribution that goes to all the producers and to myself as the field assignment manager, because it often included celebrity locations. It came in as I recall,
Objection, hearsay.
He's just describing how it came in.
I think he's about to reveal hearsay, Your Honor.
I'll overrule for now. We'll see where it goes. Okay.
Please continue.
So I received that email, and it included a link from some unknown Dropbox type public website in which it contained that
Objection,
video.
Your Honor, hearsay. He's about to describe what comes from the Dropbox website, and that's...
So far, he's just said what's a link from a Dropbox. We'll see the next question. Go ahead, next question.
So you received a link. What was in that link?
In that link was the video of Johnny Depp smashing the cabinets.
And you received this video in your inbox, correct?
I did.
What did you do once you received that video?
We downloaded it. We alerted the web editor who was sitting next to me at the time. We downloaded it, and then were instructed by the news producer to do what we call slap bumpers and a bug on it, which is putting the dun 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 at the beginning end, and then putting a translucent watermark over it, which indicates copyright ownership.
After you did that, was it posted?
It was posted, yes.
Where was it posted?
It was posted to tmz.com.
Did you do anything else related to Amber Heard on August 12, 2016?
Yes, I received a tip that Amber Heard would be arriving at LAX, and so I dispatched camera people to film that exit, or her arrival to LAX, rather.
And why did you do that?
I was instructed to.
How long does it take to post a story after media's been received by TMZ?
After media's been received, it could take any length of time depending on who owns the copyright.
How does TMZ obtain copyright over images and videos?
The only way to obtain copyright over media would be if we shot it ourselves, if it was sent to the tip line, source verified that it was from the original copyright owner, and then either purchased from that person or given to us. And then the third option would be if it was directly given to us by the copyright holder, like a direct source.
And how long does it take to copyright something TMZ has received through the tip line?
It can take a while because you have to extensively verify that that person owns the copyright. And then possibly, it depends also if you can even get in contact with the person, because they might not be super responsive immediately via phone or email that they provided. And then potentially you'd have to enter a negotiation with our clips and clearances department to figure out the cost of that media.
How long does it take for TMZ to obtain a copyright over something received directly from a source?
Something in the realm of 15 minutes just to do what I described before, which is putting bumpers and a bug on something and write the article and post it. It's pretty fast.
How much time had passed from the time you received the kitchen cabinet video to the time it was posted on TMZ?
About 15 minutes.
Did any other tabloids other than TMZ post this video?
Objection,
No,
leading and calls for hearsay.
Did any other tabloids?
Overrule.
Mr. Tremaine, go ahead.
No, they did not.
And why not?
Because it was a TMZ exclusive.
And what does that mean?
It means the TMZ owns the copyright to it. So it can't be distributed by any other media source without backlinking to TMZ, and they wouldn't be able to upload that media without getting a copyright strike.
Have you seen the kitchen cabinet video that was played in this trial?
I have, yes.
How does that video that was played in this trial compare to the one you received on August 12, 2016?
When I had clicked the direct link that we received and watched the video in its entirety, it was much shorter than the video we had received, than the video that's been played in this trial. There was a bit at the beginning that was played here in which Ms. Heard is seemingly sort of setting up the camera and getting into position. And then there's a bit at the end where she's seemingly snickering and looks at the camera. That part was not present in what we received.
Did TMZ edit the video?
No, not even a little. When we receive something and it's edited, there's a clear indicator because there's sort of a journalistic practice that uses when there's an edit, you do what's called like a white flash transition, which covers the entire screen with white to very clearly indicate to everybody there was an edit here for time or whatever, just to make it a little more compelling. But in this case, it was not edited, as I was staring at the machine that edited it and present for the entirety of receipt to publishing.
When was the next time you worked on an assignment related to Amber Heard?
It was well, there was the time where we went to the airport. And then the day after that, because she had flown in for the deposition, because I think the first time didn't work out. So she was arriving again for the deposition in that same parking lot adjacent to a law office.
And what's that, August 13th, 2016?
That was August 13th, yeah.
And what was your assignment on August 13th, 2016?
To dispatch camera people to that parking lot at a specific time in order to film Amber Heard arriving for the deposition.
Wow. How did you know that tip was legitimate?
It came from a news producer.
While you worked at TMZ, did you ever receive any communications from Mr. Depp or his camp?
I did not.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-examination?
And I'm glad Johnny Depp went to court, both places. He proved his cases, but not in the UK because of the group of people she aligned herself with. Okay? All right, let me read here. And then there was a part where she was giving, what do you call this? She was giving a deposition. Okay? And then they used that deposition she did in the UK and the US as well because she slipped. She said something that she shouldn't say.
I had or was about to file, or I had already filed for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally. So I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him. When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry, from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
You slipped up there, didn't you, Ms. Heard? You let it slip out that TMZ had been alerted to your filing of the domestic violence restraining order, didn't you?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
TMZ is the same outlet that you released the video of Mr. Depp attacking the kitchen cabinets the day before this deposition was taken, wasn't it?
I didn't do that. I don't
TMZ
know how
owns
to do that.
the copyright to that video now, doesn't it?
I have no idea what TMZ
Did they pay you for that?
I never got paid for it because I had nothing to do with that.
So TMZ was just lucky in getting the inside scoop to your divorce from Mr. Depp, huh?
I have no idea. It is not, that's not my area of expertise. I wouldn't even know how to do that. And also, what does that get me? If I wanted to leak things about Johnny, I could have done that in a much more successful way, in a bigger way, for years.
Not when
years.
you were extorting him for $7 million.
I got a fraction of what I was entitled to in the state of California, by the way.
Right.
What extortion?
Tassa Van Reed's your ex-wife, right?
That's right. She's my ex-partner.
She's the one that you told this jury Mr. Depp was jealous of, right?
Yeah, well, that was 2013 fights around March, yes.
You testified that he tried to burn one of her paintings, right?
That's correct.
You testified he tried to burn one of your favorite paintings that she did, right?
I don't know if it was one of my favorites.
You committed domestic violence against Miss Van Reed during your relationship, didn't you?
No, I did not.
You assaulted her at a Seattle airport in 2009, didn't you?
No, I did not.
And people saw that.
That's not true.
And it was covered in the press. Isn't that true?
It was planted in the press by Johnny's team 2 days after I got the TRO. Not coincidentally.
Can you please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1279?
Your Honor, may we approach?
All right. So this is why I said there's an asterisk with her, with me on this issue here. Because in my humble opinion, she was part of the problem. Okay, Amber Heard criticized the destructive nature of social media in a response to a request for comment on Lively filing. Lively's complaint alleged that the firm Baldoni hired had previously been hired by Johnny Depp while he sued Heard, his ex-wife, for defamation regarding her allegation that he abused her. I'm surprised because Johnny Depp could have gone much more, because I think there's some in terms of financial part, but let me leave that alone. Okay, a jury unanimously found that Heard had defamed Depp. Okay, I follow this. Had defamed Depp, and he was awarded $5 million in punitive damages and $10 million in compensatory damage. Heard was also rewarded $2 million in compensation damages in her counterclaim, but nothing in punitive damages. Social media is the absolute personification of the classic saying, a lie travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on, Heard said. And what was that other, one of the royal rats said something, they spread, I forgot how she said it, it spread like wildfire before the truth will come out. Similar to that. Okay, I saw this firsthand and up close. It's horrifying as it is destructive. The difference between Heard's and the Johnny Depp thing here, okay, when people start looking closer into what was happening and they saw it was Johnny Depp who was being abused, and then Johnny Depp's fan, okay, similar to Harry and Meghan, okay, I was not their fan. I was fully aware of Johnny Depp existence. Never follow him. Okay? But when I saw his name were popping up on social media about things, with the exception with what happened to his nightclub where this guy, what's his name, River Phoenix had died and his thing. That was the one of many things that popped up. Maybe here and there him being a bad boy, so to speak, that doesn't give any excuses, but other than that, him abusing women and all of that, I never heard any of this. So when it popped up and it was continuously, I had to take a second look. This is the same thing. Okay, despite what social media was saying, I had to take a second look. And when I looked deeper, it was much more, and I realized it was him who was being abused. Okay? And I'm glad that I covered and I'm talking about it now, because you could go back to some of my videos. What happened? Okay? So that's that. The link of this article will be in the description. All right. So now back to my original recording of the tweets. Okay. So that's that. My previous recording, I read a long thread that explained what was going on. Okay, we've been talking about PR companies used to target individuals since 2021. Prince Harry and Meghan hate is false, and if you bought into it, you have a low IQ. Okay, so she retweeted that. That was back in 2022. This is not normal. This is a coordinated, targeted harassment campaign. This campaign was insidious, and it's still happening, Harry and Meghan. All right, let's see here. That was back in 2022. Oh, she has a long, oh my, I'm not going to go through all of that. But let's read maybe the first one. Okay, the PR company behind Prince Andrew's use of trolls to discredit Virginia Giuffre has a partner that interact with a lot of Meghan Markle trolls account. Wow, she knew about this already. Okay, Prince Andrew advisors ask internet trolls to help discredit sex abuse accuser. Aides allegedly wanted Twitter provocateur to set up fake account and bid to smear Virginia Giuffre's. Wow. Okay, Prince Andrew hires PR men who advise VIPs falsely accused of child sex abuse. They're all a baggage for God. But yet, all he had to do was go to court and say his side of the story. Did he do that? No. He did everything. I cover his thing. He did everything. He even accused the New York constitutional. It was unconstitutional for what they were doing to him. He even went that far. Oh, my goodness. But he's spending all sort of money to discredit Virginia. And Virginia stick to her guns. And then eventually, and thank God there was a good judge as well. And then what the judge said is that after everything is said and done, okay, claiming it's not underage, all sort of things, the judge said one simple thing that made him stick to his conviction and to the law as well, is that the fact that Virginia Giuffre said no no. Okay, the word no was enough for him. And meanwhile, all he had to do is go prove himself, but he's doing all of this nonsense. I cover it either on PYTE or APTS Sussex. The Duke of York hires PR guru who helped to exonerate VIPs falsely accused of pedophilia during the Operation Midland investigation. They will never learn. They will never learn, because if they keep on giving him pass, they clear all of his mess, like I said in one video. He's walking on fire, and he never felt the fire before because he has tons of people in front of him putting out the fire for him. And he just walking carelessly and then keep on putting fire after they put out the fire in front of him. Okay. What is that? We've grown rapidly, but this commitment remains unchanged. Pagefield is focused on our founding commitment to protect and promote your interests through sparkling client service, smart communications, and meaningful result. Mark Gallagher, founder. To smear people. Oh my God. I don't know. Then there needs to be a change on this type of companies. All right, let's see here. This troll seems often linked to Pagefield PR and its partner. Fun fact, a partner at Pagefield was tasked with trying to fix Prince Andrew's reputation. Pagefield has a colossal online communicator trolls account. Yeah, they create multiple accounts to pretend it's different people, but they're all the same. All right, the same PR company was used by the royal family for their Diamond Jubilee celebration. Oh, did they? Martin Townsend, a partner of Pagefield, follows multiple single-purpose hate accounts that create or push negative hashtags and conspiracies about Harry and Meghan. Jesus, partner at Pagefield PR, former editor of OK Magazine and the Sunday Express, award-winning author, biographer, broadcaster, and crusader for better mental health. I mean, they are the one who's creating problem for mental health. Salty Duchess. Okay, there's this, all of that here. Okay, important statement directly from Murky Meg. This is the hate account. I remember the squad be talking about these people. I don't follow them, so. Okay, there's that. Okay, royalty. You could pause and read. So he's just showing all the people he follow. My goodness. All right, so let me go back. There's Archie. I need to pause that. Okay, it's giving very much coordination. Each time a reporter covers our report or quotes me, the same account swarm to tweet of the reporter and the news outlet. It's been happening for over a year since we exposed the hate campaign targeted Meghan Markle. Thankfully, reporters are not intimidated by trolls. That's Archie here. Okay, so this is where UK taxpayers' money goes. I said something like that back then. Okay, over the past few days, people have noticed inauthentic online activity following the release of Harry and Meghan's Netflix. A few years ago, Royal Foundation IT expenditure triple in cost. I'm telling you, the squad or something. There's that here. I'll enlarge it. It's very small for me right now. The part where she highlighted IT, 27,000 plus, and it went to 84 something. Year ended 31st December 2017. Okay, so this is 2018 IT, 143,000 plus. So it went up. I'm telling you, the squad or some freaking investigator. There's that. 2019, it went up to 228,000. What was the year before? This is 2019, 2018, 100. Yeah, it went up. Oh my goodness. Let me bookmark this. I went over it really quickly, so I didn't go in full detail. Let's bookmark that. Let me repost this for other squaddies. It's back in 2022. Okay, so let's see. Netflix knows all about this. Every negative rating is counting as eyeballs and attention, just like the positive ones. For the streamers, even malicious attention is attention. Don't tell the trolls. Bring on season 2. Okay? It's time that the people behind the years-long relentless smear campaign against Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, which allegedly originated at Kensington Palace, to be unmasked as well. Hopefully, Harry and Meghan are paying attention at the case and will soon start filing lawsuit. Okay, I need to look into it. I just stumbled upon it. That was yesterday. And then I did the recording earlier, which I need to edit. Okay, Harry and Meghan could do the same. All right, that's a ad. Well, I think Harry and Meghan knows there's a sequence for them. For instance, with what's going on with Daddy Fell, wait until Harry's lawsuit happen and see what comes out of it, and then from this point on, they could do the next step. Okay, in 2020, the New York Times exposed Prince William for buying bats to make himself look more popular than Prince Harry. These are the lengths William will go to in order to maintain the illusion of popularity. Let's read this. Oh my God. A royal Instagram mystery. Before Harry and Meghan account exists, Kensington Royal might gain something like 1,000 followers on an average good but not astronomically good day. But between January 1st and March 31st of last year, its following shrank by nearly 10,000 accounts. Remember, not too long ago, could be 2 or 3 videos ago, I was talking about Meghan's IG account. When she married into the royal family, she bring 3 million followers. Because when she was on IG before marrying Harry, she had 3 million followers. And then I said she brought these people in. So, yeah, it's almost like this. I spoke about it not too long ago. Many times before, but as recently as sometime last week. The creation of Sussex Royal seems to reinvigorate it, and then some. On May 12th, the day Sussex Royal posted a photo of Meghan's hand holding newborn Archie's cute tiny baby feet, the account of Archie's aunt and uncle at Kensington Royal gained more than 42,000 followers. This despite the fact that Kensington Royal had posted no content, as well as the fact that the Sussex post was in honor of a holiday few in Britain were observing, U.S. Mother's Day. They don't put one and one together, and then they do that thing so close. I don't know. When their mind is fixed into something, they don't look at ripple effects. To him, Sussex Royal's initial explosive growth seems genuine, but the fact that Kensington Royal's follower count grew by large numbers on days of popular at Sussex Royal posts, the day at Sussex Royal shared the shot of their baby son's feet, for instance, made him suspicious of the older account. Then there was the matter of the fan and, was it Gibbermehen? A data analysis specializing in Instagram commerce found that when William, Kate, Meghan, and Harry share one Instagram handle, their respective Instagram fan account grew in ways that largely mirrored at Kensington Royal. But after Sussex Royals was created, that pattern collapsed. Major fan Instagram account for William and Kate, which previously corresponded to the popularity of the official page, did not seem growth aligned with their official account. Miss Gibbermehen, okay, I think I pronounced her name wrong, said following of Meghan and Harry fan account rose in proportion to Sussex Royals following, but at Kensington Royals numbers grew faster than William and Kate's fan pages. So that was back in 2020. Oh my goodness. Right, that's a good one. Maybe it's just a crappy project and people are reviewing it. Must it always be that these two are being victimized? Well, it is the facts. They're doing their things. People are interested in it. It's you guys, the haters, who keeps on, instead of minding their own business, you already know you don't like Harry and Meghan. So why keep on going into that thing and talk negative? There's 3 comments underneath. Okay, it's not. It's a well-produced and really gripping show, even for non-polo players. Okay, it's not. Well, that they are here. It's not. And royalists and the gutter press who support that Unscrupulous family, make sure they are the victim. Okay, try watching it, them going and reading the review. Nearly a third of the review don't even mention the effing program. It's just people crying about Harry and Meghan. While other reviews, it's clear they haven't watched it just by BS they have written. Okay, so there's that. Let's go to the next one. I spent too much time on just the first one, I think. Is the first one 45? Yep, just the first one. And the other problem that I have here, I mean, it's sort of a problem, but not really, depending on how you see it. The PR companies, I won't mind them doing the things that they do to elevate people or whatever, or even the things that they're hiring them to do to put a positive spin on something. But the fact that they're using other people to elevate the other one, this is where the problem I have with them. They destroying someone else's lives while they're uplifting the others. If they could do it without interfering in someone else's well-being, then it would not be a problem. But some of them go out of their way to put someone else down to elevate the one that pays them the money, no matter which way the situation might be. As long as there's money involved, they'll do what they need to do to spin the story and then destroy someone else's well-being. Can they do something to elevate someone without destroying someone else's lives? Does that make sense? I don't know.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
We ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.